name is Shireen Pathak. I'm the brands editor here at Digiday. And the first thing we'd like to start off summits with is just kind of take a look at the 5 biggest trends that we're seeing at Digiday to kind of help inform sort of how the next 3 days really go. So my first megatrend is, oh, never mind, I'll just do it without it, which is always the harder test. I think the first big one is storytelling. How many of you saw the Oscars? How many of you watched the Oscars? Do you guys remember that 2-minute ad right in the middle of programming? It was an ad for Lego, but the nice thing about it was it wasn't actually done as an ad. They did it in the form of the Everything is Awesome song. And what I found really hilarious while watching it was like, this is an ad for a 2-hour ad that most people went and spent good money on when they went and watched it in the theaters, which was for the Lego movie. But the nice thing about that was nobody thinks of it as an ad because it was just done in a beautiful way with amazing characters. It told a story. I remember taking my niece and nephew out there, and they came back and they were like, we're going to go play with our Lego now. And they hadn't played with their Legos for like years before this. What that storytelling really means and how it can help inform your brand is more and more important just as more and more people sort of get inundated with all these things just hitting at them left and right. And that's a huge trend for brands and for agencies. The next one is the internal challenges. I think when a lot of us talk about brand marketing, a lot of us sort of look at the outward-facing brand. What does my brand look like to the world? But a big part of figuring out what that brand looks like outside is figuring out what it looks like inside. And I know I sat in the town hall for a few minutes, and I know a lot of people were talking about what those internal departments look like. Do people talk to each other? Where do they sit? That can mean the reconfiguration of your internal organization can be something as simple as, is legal sitting with my social media team so that if I want to put a really cool piece of real-time marketing out there, they can confer with legal really quickly and make sure it's all good. Some of those internal challenges can mean, am I hiring the right people inside my organization that'll help me inform what the outside of my organization looks like the rest of the world? So the internal challenges piece is a really big one. What's the next big thing? I think I was talking to somebody and they were like, oh my God, when Meerkat really started blowing up, we hired like 5 people who knew all about live streaming video, and then we put all our resources towards Meerkat. And the next thing you know, Periscope happened, and suddenly we had to reconfigure everything we were thinking because Periscope, while similar, did work a little bit differently from Meerkat. Now that Twitter lets you direct message anybody, what does that suddenly mean for your brand? What is the next big platform we should be on? Is a really big challenge. But figuring out what the next cool thing is, it's not even really just about the platform. Should I be using the word bay in my Twitter communications? Should I be talking about whether things are on fleek? Does that make sense for me? Should I be really using emoji because that's how the cool kids are talking these days? Figuring out what the vernacular of the culture around you is and making sure you're a little bit ahead of the curve each step of the way is a really big trend. The next one is the content imperative. Every brand wants to become a publisher. Every brand wants to figure out how they can best kind of reach their audience in the most authentic way possible, in the most engaging way possible. But I think one thing that I heard a lot of in the town hall right before this was, okay, I'm creating all this content, but how do I know that it's actually driving sales? How do I know that it's actually getting me what I need to prove then to the people, maybe the C-suite people, that no, we should be investing in content. Maybe we should be investing in content creators. And the last big trend is me, my agency, and I. What is the relationship I have with my agency? What is the relationship I have with all my agencies out there? I think a lot of brands are now working with multiple agencies at any one time. But at the same time, they're also investing in their internal agencies. They're trying to become agencies in their own right. And what that means for that agency, is it still a partner? Does it sort of just become somebody you sort of give the concept to and they deliver on it? Or are they still as much within your walls as they used to be? So those are the 5 big trends that I'm kind of seeing when it comes to brand marketing. And I'm sure there are more out there. But there is going to be a little bit of a test to figure out what you guys are seeing. So over there on those taller tables, there are these magnetic cards. So if you're a brand or agency, if you can write your biggest challenge right now, whatever it is, and stick it on the brands and agencies board back there. And then if you're on the tech side, if you can do the same thing and stick it on the tech side board back there, we're going to figure out really what the room is feeling and try to get a temperature. So that'll help us kind of set the tone for the next few days. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that. Don't be shy. Everybody can participate. I'm going to start calling on people. This will be great. It'll be very pleasant, I promise. It's a little How you doing? Once you've done that, if you just sit right back down.
First time that I saw you, girl, I knew that I just had to make you mine. But it's so hard to talk to you with fellas hanging around you all the time. And I want you for my sweet pet, but you keep playing hard to get, going around in circles all the time. Dizzy, I'm so dizzy, my head is spinning like a whirlpool, it never ends. And it's you, girl, making it spin. You're making me dizzy. I finally got to talk to you, and I told you just exactly how I felt. Then I held you close to me and kissed you, and my heart began to melt. Girl, you got control of me, 'cause I'm so dizzy I can't see. I need to call a doctor for some help. Dizzy, I'm so dizzy, my head is spinning like a whirlpool, it never ends. And it's you, girl, making it spin. You're making
Okay,
me
great.
dizzy.
Almost, I see people are sort of finishing up writing some of their biggest challenges so we can get started again. So speaking of challenges, outside there is there's the Rubicon Project's Challenge of the Day, and they're the ones sponsoring this challenge board. So there's a chance to win prize. So if you want to write your biggest challenge as it pertains to innovation and opportunity, if you can write it on the back of your business card and you can drop it off at the challenge bar outside, and there's a prize. And I don't know what it is, but I promise it'll be fabulous. So One of the first trends we talked about was the importance of storytelling, and we have a really great Q&A just about that. So Veena Vijay is the CMO of TD Bank, and they're the ones who do those great banking human commercials. And speaking with him about how TD Bank's human is David Amrani, who's a senior editor of Digiday Content Studio. So come on up, guys.